GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
So, Fat Man.
So, Sleazy.
What the fuck are you got going on this weekend?
I don't know. I'm meeting up with some fatter fuck who's really, really like into Asians, and we're going to go to the greatest ballpark in the world, and he's going to freeze his ass off and not complain about it, and then he's going to, go to pay-per-view that's going to start another pandemic.
Well, let's hope none of that happens on the wrestling show. Everyone, this is Sleazy.
It's 100% going to happen. We got tickets for it. This is the Fat Man.
And welcome everyone to another wonderful episode. On today's show, we have one wonderful mark for the Capitals. Chip Willett is here today.
Cheers. How's it going, guys?
And of course, the second biggest Bailey fan and also a huge fan of Limp Bizkit, apparently, Ryan Williams is here today.
Hey, yo, it's not a Yankees hat, it's a Montreal hat, but it serves the same purpose of,
yeah, we got...
Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling.
Monday night, we got our asses kicked. We got bent over.
They wanted to be a hockey team this year.
They bent us over.
So which premium live event are you guys going to this weekend? Because there's two.
The one that's actually a premium live event and not a Impact special. An Impact Plus special. I apologize.
One has a shitty main event and the other one's Impact.
We don't know what the main event of the pay-per-view is going to be.
If it ain't the 6-man tag, I will be shocked.
I actually think, well, we'll get into it because I got the preview up right here.
Yeah, we'll get
let's preview it right now, eh?
Yeah,
don't you AA? Not your buddy guy.
You got to call the AA, eh?
What are you talking about? You fucking what? How dare you?
Anyway, there's only 6 matches announced.
I guarantee you one's going to happen. I don't think anyone's announced it yet.
So I guarantee you one match is going to happen.
Well, it's Asuka versus Becky. It's got to be, right?
No, I don't think.
They have to. They have to pull the trigger on that.
They would have announced it on Raw, and they didn't.
But you still got SmackDown to kind of announce something.
Yeah. They could do it on Twitter, too. It's not a big deal fucking feud. It's only been around for...
They can send you a fucking email.
As first reported by Stay Free Maxi Pads, it's freaking Asuka versus Bailey for the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania Backlash.
Bailey's not here yet.
I was like, when did Bailey come back?
And Asuka's not yet.
That's the point. That's my point.
I don't get it. Asuka did challenge.
Not gonna happen.
Technically, Asuka did challenge Becky.
Doesn't mean he's going to do it here. They'll do it at Hell in a Cell.
They'll do it too. They'll do it there too.
It's a bigger show.
They'll do it every pay-per-view from now until SummerSlam.
It's a bigger show, yes, but if that's the way they're going through news and rumors already, they're saving Roman and Drew for a bigger show too.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
All right, so 6 matches. Fuck Sleazy, that match ain't gonna happen.
Asuka's going over no matter what, so it doesn't matter.
It's funny enough, there's only 6 matches currently announced for the Impact show too.
Really?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Bobby Lashley versus Omos with MVP. Omos gets his win back?
I would say absolutely. There's no reason not to put him over.
What'd you say, Ryan?
Omos is going to win. Should be clean, but it's going to be cheap.
Yep.
You think he's going to be clean? Oh, he's going to be clean.
It should be clean.
It should be clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. Omos should beat him cleanly like Lashley to keep them on an even playing field. Because realistically, if Omos beats Lashley with any sort of help, okay, like you're going to keep your face strong for your logic that side, but you're not doing nothing to Omos.
And they need a monster heel. Yeah. Well, they really do need a monster heel on that. You know, there's nobody out there. Yeah, there's nobody really out there on Raw in terms of a major heel now.
So we all think Omos is winning. Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss.
Why?
Because
it's Corbin. Corbin wins. I like Madcap Moss when they were together in a group and all, but fuck that. Happy Corbin for the win, man. He's our king.
Who is
king of the Fed shills?
That's a popular one on Reddit.
I miss
okay. I was gonna say I have no clue what you're talking about.
It's a Reddit bit. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, if they were looking to progress the feud, it would be Madcap rolling him up.
The roll up at death.
Yeah, basically. I think they're going to fight again.
If you're looking to progress the feud that way, wouldn't you rather Corbin beat him cheat? Like it goes back to heel cheat wins kind of. And especially if you shouldn't do it in the first one, like why would you do it here?
Right. I think Madcap Moss is going or what Ryan says, Corbin cheats to win. Like it's.
I want to be like, sure, I'm this and you're wrong and blah blah blah, and be a idiot, or lack of better terms, about like how opinions work. But opinionatively speaking, I like Corbin so much that he's hitting every fucking check mark for what a WWE superstar, sports entertainer needs to be. He's big. He can cut promo. He looks good. Like, you know what I mean? He can wrestle. He is like...
He's goofy as fuck. What are you talking about?
How is he not big?
I said he's goofy as fuck.
No,
he's goofy.
No.
You said he looks nice and looks good. I mean, he's goofy
Hit
as
the
fuck.
bricks.
Right? He can look goofy. He can, when he was part of the authority in the assistant general manager role, like he was in his nice clean suits and stuff like that. Like he's adapted. Corbin is a 5-tool player in professional wrestling, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like he hits all the boxes. That's why I don't think Corbin should ever lose. Give him the Universal title or World Heavyweight title in like 3 years when Reigns gets bored.
Yeah. Well, and legitimately, I 100% agree with Ryan with everything. I think that the only reason why I say that Madcap wins by roll-up is that afterwards you get a beatdown where
he gets his heat back.
Yeah, he gets his heat back, basically. And that sets up the next match. I don't disagree with the fact that Corbin winning here wouldn't also be a good option, especially cheap way. I don't think they'll do it that way. But once again, I don't think it's a wrong option either.
Yeah, I honestly think either one winning is it doesn't hurt either one of them if they lose. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a win-win for either one. I just say, as much as I fucking pick on Corbin for not knowing how to cash in Money in the Bank, he is a former Money in the Bank winner. He's a former U.S. champion. What?
You don't pick on Cena for not knowing how to cash in Money in the Bank?
Yes, I did. With fucking, I'm picking on Damian Sandow for doing it. Well, no, not Sandow. I'm sorry, I misspoke on that one. He did that right. Cena just no-sold the shit out of him. I hurt my arm like for 30 minutes ago, and my arm's still hurt. Now, you're gonna cash your Money in the Bank? I'm fine. No, I pick on Cena. Well, I mean, Cena announced ahead of time. Corbin was all like, Cena's like, I just won a match. Corbin's like, I'm going to cash in. And Cena's like, okay, cool, sure, whatever.
No one cares.
Fine. No, yeah. But anyway, my point is, former Money in the Bank winner, former United States champion, former America champion, and a win for Moss elevates him. So Madcap.
You forgot his biggest accolade, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Who?
Did you say who to Andre the Giant?
Not who to Andre the Giant, but to the battle.
Both of them won it.
Oh my God!
And
it was a match of four. Oh, that's a cool little stat I like.
What?
That they're
both won it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're facing off against each other.
So whoever
I
wins
think
gets
for the
trophy.
first time ever that's happened.
I kind of felt that way last night.
Hard to say with the run. Like Big Show and Cesaro being there could have tangled up at any point after the two of them won it on any kind of main event or Velocity or Saturday Night Heat or you know what I mean, or Sunday Shabam, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, but they're both gone, so fuck them.
Shotgun Saturday night.
Baron Corbin's also the only person, as far as I remember correctly, that had been in the final two twice.
Cool. Chip, who do you think's winning?
Baron Corbin.
AJ Styles versus Edge with Damian Priest banned from ringside. Why
Rhea
does
Ripley, right?
or Tommaso Ciampa?
Or
So I'm more Ripley, I think, than Ciampa.
I was gonna
But
say,
somebody else is interfering to be added to that stable.
Yeah. Do you let Ciampa just murder Ali before he joins with Edge? Or do you just Ali? And as I say it and think about it, that would be even better because if you have Ciampa at the pay-per-view join, then you're taking Mustafa Ali, who's a voice of the voiceless kind of bullshit lately, and tagging him into a feud and a storyline that's going to just get bigger. And you got a lot of good players in this to learn off and help and adapt and go. And
Yep. I mean, Edge, former world champion. AJ Styles is fucking AJ Styles. You also have Ciampa. I mean,
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. Like, yeah, you can. Yeah, there's a lot of spin-offs that can happen with Ciampa. You know, I do think it's going to be Rhea Ripley. I don't know why, or Ciampa, but it's going to be one of the two. Someone else is interfering. Edge is going to win, and
I can guarantee somebody's going to do something.
right. Sleazy, are you eating? You're eating green stuff.
I did that before I got on the podcast.
What kind of
No, we
green
said
stuff?
eat it, not smoke it. Get it right.
No, he can eat. You can eat it too.
Scouts
Also-
Honor, sir, we've been through this, Chip. I'm more edibles than joints these days. Gummy bears.
sure.
are
But
deadly.
it looks like what are those Brussels sprouts? What?
He's muted. You're muted, you dick.
You are muted.
God damn it. Brussels sprouts and mushroom.
Ugh. I just threw up in my mouth.
So that's why I'm saying he's eating greens.
You fucking rabbit.
So yeah, Edge and AJ. Rabbit, go.
AJ loses because
Of who?
pick somebody. I fucking.
That's part of the fun of
I
you
mean-
actually giving a educated journalistic fucking guess is what we're looking for.
How dare you?
Educated,
How
nice.
dare you?
How dare I want you to use your wealth of fucking knowledge in the thing we cover to cover it? Yeah.
Well, he needs to watch the product.
Which I don't,
So-
so fuck that.
So
He doesn't.
he don't have any.
I think, honestly, in all honesty, I think it's too obvious to have AJ Styles lose to interference. But
Again,
it's obvious, but sometimes obvious is the right move. And the right move, I believe, is to have whoever they're doing as their third male counterpart, which is probably
which will also lead to a Hell in a Cell match when no one can interfere between Styles and Edge, and that's when Styles goes over. So it furthers the storyline and it makes sense. Chip,
It's gonna be. Ciampa makes sense because it is an all male match, but Rhea was the one where the seeds were planted before Ciampa was on TV at least. Like for a while, it's been building with Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea is the one that causes the interference.
okay,
But Edge goes over and Styles loses because of the interference.
Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins gets his win back.
No.
No.
No, am I the only one that
No.
says Cody's going over? Okay,
nope.
What?
What? You just said Rollins gets his win back. How'd you say Cody's going over? You
sorry,
said
I
Rollins-
misspoke. Rollins going over. My bad.
Yeah, sir. Correct. You are the only one to say that Rollins is going over.
So I'm the only one that's going to be right.
Nope.
Nope. There is no way that they are going to sit there and have Cody come back and then lose all of a sudden. There's no way.
All of a sudden,
Sleazy, we had a chance. We could have been right.
Yeah.
Fuck all y'all.
what,
I do what I want.
what do you mean all of a sudden?
All of a sudden.
Okay, so
All of a
outside
sudden
our-
just going to lose? Like that makes no sense.
No, that's what you're saying, and I'm like, that makes no sense at all.
Why doesn't it make sense?
To have Cody lose when just
Why?
coming back. when they're pushing him. That's why.
AJ Styles lost to Jericho twice when he first showed up, so it worked out fine.
Different circumstances.
Who did AJ Styles ever beat?
Why is it different circumstances? Because Cody Rhodes was in AEW for 2 years or 3 years?
Well, no, Cody Rhodes was in WWE and then went to AEW, and it's supposed to be. It's like a.
I get what he's saying. I get it.
I don't. That's why I wanted to.
AJ's name was made, regardless of what you think, without WWE.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes, for all intents and purposes, no matter where that man went to, was still a WWE guy in terms of a type of a thought of a brain.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And here's the other thing is that this happens constantly with WWE. They book in a mid-card title or a mid-card level, upper mid-card feud, and they have the guy that's going over twice be the next challenger. And I think Cody Rhodes is going to be the next major challenger to Roman. You can't really book that with him taking a loss to Rollins.
I still says Cody's winning Money in the Bank. So in that retrospect,
So if Cody's winning Money in the Bank,
the words were just about to come out of my mouth. In that retrospect, Fat Man side makes sense of
it
Rollins winning.
Yeah, like what's the loss do if you think Cody's winning Money? What does the loss do to Cody? To lose to Seth Rollins, what does it do?
But it's the same breath of Mad Cat and Corbin. There's a loss to Cody and a loss to Rollins. Doesn't matter either way.
It doesn't. So Rollins gets his win back, rematch at Hell in the Cell. Maybe not inside Hell in the Cell, but at Hell in the Cell.
If Rollins wins,
the whole story was
going to Hell in a Cell. If Rollins doesn't win and Cody wins,
then it's the feud's over.
Yeah,
100%. But I'm just thinking as the whole feud's built on Rollins didn't know who his opponent was at WrestleMania. Now he does. Rollins has time to prepare. He knows Cody. It
kind of changed.
But it makes sense. See, now you're making me doubt it because now it makes sense.
This is what we do here on the wrestling show.
It makes sense, like Sleazy just said about the last match. The obvious choice is Rollins, but
it's not.
It's not. I'm still going Rollins. I'm still picking Rollins.
And Cody breaking the mold of the Money in the Bank winner too to not lose and keep winning, like even when winning Money in the Bank. And
they actually build up their Money in the Bank winners and make him look like a fucking goober, then cash in, being like, "Wow, he has no credibility at all now."
I will always fight you on once they become world champion. Fuck off, they're world champion, man. Like, but Cody would be the perfect person to actually do that with, for who it is and the situation. It's not Baron Corbin's Money in the Bank winner we got to build up. Or it's not CM Punk. Is like Cody's a big name. Like they didn't fuck around with Orton, Money in the Bank winner.
No.
RVD won and lost the Intercontinental title. Like,
yeah,
right.
Edge won 2. Edge won a second world title shot while holding a world title shot. Like,
well, here's the other thing that I want to point out is at the end of the day, under normal circumstances, you could probably still get away with that. You can't with Roman because Roman's fucking unstoppable.
Money in the Bank's the only way to beat him. You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of my point is that you have to at least build Cody up if you're going to give him the Money in the Bank thing. There's no way around that. And I don't think you can do that with him taking a bunch of losses after winning Money in the Bank.
Because there are people that follow WWE that do not follow AEW and didn't follow it when Cody was around the first time. So to them, Cody's kind of a brand new person.
So look at it from this perspective, okay? Cody left from a casual WWE that doesn't watch any other product, which is fucking rare, okay? Even if you're a shitbag, complete fed shill, right. You've seen an AEW show or two, so you know he was there. WWE is not going to acknowledge that because main competition. We're number 2 can acknowledge number 1, but number 1 can, whatever. But the fans understand that. But even if you take that away and you only watch WWE in this little bubble, he's gone, but he's come back, but you don't know if he's better. And you need to establish the fact that he's quote unquote better. And to have him trade a win and loss with Rollins this quickly, this early back into his run is kind of. I don't think you should do it. I really don't think you should do it. And
I just don't see the problem. I honestly don't. And I'm the only one here that's going to say I don't think Cody Rhodes is winning Money in the Bank. So
well, here's the fun little plug for me for this week. Then we'll put your fucking bragging rights where your mouth is and join the stupid scorecard thing with us.
You're welcome. I just don't think he's going to win it. I think he's going to win the Rumble, and that's when he's going to face Roman at WrestleMania. It makes more sense to build him up long term than it is short term, because now he wins Money in the Bank, and when he's going to cash in Money in the Bank, like I don't like that. I think you have. I think the best stories would be to overcome adversity, and then you finally overcome adversity, you win, and then you finally get to that mountain. They're going to cheer him no matter what.
Here's the thing. Here's absolutely
that's
the thing.
my thing. So I don't see him trading losses to a multiple-time world champion as a problem.
Here's my prediction. Spoiler, right?
Oh God, here we go. He's saying this, so it's not.
So it's obviously not going to happen, right? Cody wins Money in the Bank, but he's a huge face. So what do faces do when they hold Money in the Bank?
What do faces normally do?
They turn heel.
We've been through this.
They turn heel.
Oh, yeah, sometimes they do. Yes, but what do the true faces do when they win Money in the Bank? They announce their cash in. What a better way to announce their cash in by saying, you know what? This gives me a title shot anytime I want. Oh, look, that means I can be in the main event of WrestleMania.
True.
And if you announce it like 6 months before it actually happens, he makes off like a super fucking baby face.
Okay, but we're talking about Money in the Bank.
Right. Absolutely. But
That's
you still have
now. So again, absolutely. What about trading losses with Rollins now affects him doing that later? It doesn't affect anything.
It doesn't affect anything in the long term, but the short term is you still have to establish him as a big deal. You have not established outside of fucking shit ton of pyro and him getting the Cody Vader back in WWE. There's not enough right now to establish him as the top babyface. There really isn't.
He's not the top babyface.
But if you want him to beat Roman, you have to make him the top babyface.
You can.
This report came out a couple months ago. Remember? I think he's one or he's not one. If he's not one, he's two.
1A.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again, I think he's winning the Rumble and beating Roman. But
news and
rumors. I got a report that's different. So we'll move on. And I still think it doesn't matter who wins the match. I think
it's an interesting discussion nonetheless. So I mean, we're doing the reality is there is very valid viewpoints on both sides here. And being the wrestling journalist that we are, we've done a great job of just dissecting the shit out of this. Also, we're not fucking wrestling journalists. Let's get going.
Thank you. So, Drew McIntyre and RK Bro versus the Bloodline with Paul Heyman. Sleazy just came. So, I'll talk about it now. The reports is that McIntyre is going to be Roman's next opponent, and McIntyre wants it to be at the Cardiff show, which is going to be called Clash at the Castle. So, I don't mind it. So,
really?
I think they're going to do a quick title switch there and then have Roman win it back, which I think is stupid. I don't want them to do that. I think Roman should hold it till at least WrestleMania.
There is no way Drew McIntyre is winning either the WWE World Heavyweight Champion bullshit, whatever the fuck they're calling it, this year.
Or he is, because Susan said he wasn't.
Cody Rhodes is winning the WWE title. Roman Reigns is holding that Universal title till WrestleMania next year.
Okay. Or, you know what? Let's go back to the Cody thing. It is interesting. What if he does win Money in the Bank and just challenges for the WWE title?
Yeah. That's the exact way how you're taking one of the two belts off of him.
I still think him losing to Rollins doesn't matter. But if you're winning a world title, Ryan, it doesn't matter. if he loses.
In either scenario, it doesn't matter because both of our scenarios still end up with him as a world champion.
Right. So why not just give Rollins a win?
Rollins' character will descend more into madness.
It makes more sense from both perspectives. Cody gets a big rub because he's beaten multiple times a multiple world champion. Rollins goes nuts because now he can't even beat what is perceived as, in his mind, somebody that he should be able to beat without question because now he knew it.
His adopted father's favorite real son.
Right?
If you will.
If you will. If you will, baby.
Yeah, because it's funny to explain it, but like just the little subtle layers to all of this in this feud itself, like how could you not like the Dusty part? Cool, Rollins, I get it, but like that's actually his boy. Rollins is gonna beat him when Rollins gets his win back, it's gonna be in 6 months. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be now. But Rollins will get his win back.
You're wrong. So I think Drew pins Roman here. It's a non-title match.
First of all,
they've been pushing. Roman hasn't been pinned in 9,850 years.
Of course, this is going to happen. But I need to talk about
pins Rollins or Reigns.
Whoa! Before we talk about the actual match, I want to talk about something else that's happened here. What the fuck happened to Nakamura? It was brought together.
You brought up an Asian.
You're welcome. We were sitting here going, well, Nakamura's got to be the next challenger, right? And then Roman beats the shit out of him, and fuck you. We need something else to do instead. So, of course, we got to throw in a tag team that will absolutely enjoy this thing, but they need a third member. I wonder what third member they could do. They probably should use the same third member that got the shit kicked out of them. Yes, Drew McIntyre? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Are we actually picking a side? Because if I was to look at Shinsuke Nakamura and I was to look at Drew McIntyre, I'm going with Big D.
You
always love the Big D, right?
He loves the little Asian D. So.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. I need little Asians, I guess. I don't know.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Well done.
You
Nice
need
catch.
Little Asians?
I need little Asians.
Oh, my God.
That crosses so many lines. So many lines.
At least 14.
And we're not talking inches.
And that's getting cut out of this episode.
Okay, calm the fuck down.
I was going to make an R. Kelly joke right there, too, and it was just...
You pissed all over it.
Yeah, right? See?
What a perfect time for a break, though.
Yeah, let's... and on that note, let's quickly go to break. Welcome back, folks. If you were still listening, I'm sorry. We're continuing on talking about the 6-man tag that no one really cared about, but we're going to end up having to see while Chip slurps something from the freezer, I think.
The wife wanted dinner. I'm trying to figure out what's fucking up.
Oh,
okay. Hot take here now. Is it terrible that I'm not excited for this match because I know that this match is going to be fucking deadly anyways? So I don't need to try to psych this match up in my head. I'm just like, man, when that match happens, wicked. Oh, there's other stuff out. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. But the thing is, it's going to end exactly this way. Ready? Riddle eats a splash, or a super. We'll do a super kick. Then you've got Drew do something, and then the other Uso super kicks him. Then Orton comes in, RKO. Comes back, turns into a Roman spear, and then Claymore on Roman. 1, 2, 3.
Wrong.
Okay.
Solely on Roman's not being pinned till Cody pins him.
I think you have to if you're going to do the title match. I do. I really do, because the man's beaten Brock Lesnar. Drew's beaten Brock Lesnar.
But Drew hasn't beaten Roman.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my point.
And then that's where he gets his win back. In a throwaway 6-man. A throwaway 6-man. And it's not for the title. And he can say he pinned Roman Reigns but it wasn't for the title.
So therefore, give me a title shot.
Yeah,
how
I mean,
WWE likes to promote statistics and stuff like that. What a really big statistic to put on Cody coming back.
and that logic makes 100% sense. It does, and I can't fault that. I just for some reason think they've been pushing. Roman hasn't been pinned in so long that I just think that it's gonna happen. And the reason why I think they moved it to a 6-man is because it furthers along their McIntyre and Roman's feud, and Roman eats a pin, like for the first time in again 9,000 years. So I mean, it's
Especially in a match where he can justify the fact that he got pinned.
yeah, or like one of the Usos fucks up or something and
Yeah.
distracts him or something like that, and it's a fluke pin by Drew. But yeah, we all know that one of the Usos is jumping into an RKO. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's going to look great.
And then we know what was that?
And it's going to look great.
Oh yeah,
Look, since you brought it up, one of them Usos are hitting an actual splash on somebody. But as the splash happens, that's when Orton hits the RKO. Those 3 people into one move then, right?
By the way, I think this opens the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Charlotte
Yes,
and
yeah.
Ronda close it.
You think Edge and AJ are closing?
No, Charlotte Ronda.
Charlotte and Ronda.
Yeah, Charlotte Ronda.
Yeah, so
It's the only fucking title match on the show.
it is actually, and yeah, I just think this opens for some reason. This or probably Rhodes, Rollins, or Edge
I can see
Styles.
that opening too.
There's a bunch of
and there's
matches.
a any match could actually open the show, to be honest.
And most matches could close it.
But we know Bobby Lashley and Omos won't. They'll be
Yeah.
second or fifth.
Fuck yo, dead match.
And Corbin will be second or fifth. I don't know, but Ryan thinks Roman ain't eating a pin, but you still think McIntyre and his team's winning though, or no? Or you say the bloodline?
I haven't even given much thought of who was winning that match because again, to me, that's a straight up match that I haven't thought about that match because I'm going to watch that match. That match is going to be good, and I know whoever wins out of it is going to make. Like, there's no bad side to it. Like, there's a logical side to explain any one of the 6 people getting the pin.
And
like
that's
being
what,
the one to
and
be the
here-
victor.
And here's the we would talk about this the whole show. Like, really, anybody on this show can beat their opponent, and it won't matter.
Yeah.
And
That's technically any given Sunday.
Oh,
it
but
just,
they're booking shit,
here's
though.
but the booking, it just won't matter. Like, the only thing that we can kind of discuss on is Rollins Rhodes, but like, other than that, like, it won't. Like, even though I don't think it matters, it
I
doesn't
kind of
matter.
look at this
who
as
wins.
like a throwaway.
It is.
I was going to say that.
It is.
It's the absolute definition of a throwaway pay-per-view. Because
Where
of this.
any team,
Doesn't matter.
It's going to just further storylines, which is what every show should do. But you're going to probably get good matches that further the storylines, but
This
not
could have been a
really
good
mean
Raw.
too much. Not really mean too much, but it does. It's going to be one of those sleeper pay-per-views to where I think it's going to be a good show. It's going to further stuff along, but it's not going to be memorable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You may go back and watch a match or two, but it's not going to be like, oh, let's watch WrestleMania Backlash from 2022 again. Like,
Only if like one of the matches were like, oh my God, this was a 5-star classic.
match
type
of
of
the year
thing.
candidate.
Yeah. Other than that, you're absolutely right. I think this is just going to be a decent but not memorable show.
I disagree on the not memorable part because there's so many good moments that could come out of this.
okay, one more match.
Yeah.
Wait, Chip, who do you think's going to win the 6-man?
I think it's gonna be the Usos and Roman Reigns, and it's gonna cause the beginning of the end of RK Bro. There's going to be a miscalculation somewhere, and this is what's going to lead into them breaking up and then meeting at SummerSlam. Which I've been saying for a while. What's going to happen to WrestleMania?
You were saying for a year, bro.
WrestleMania.
You were saying that for a year, bro.
It's been forever,
you, bro.
man.
Mark's going to mark. All right. I quit match for the SmackDown
I still love you,
Women's
Chip.
Championship.
I still love you.
Charlotte Flair defends against Ronda Rousey.
Rousey.
Yep.
Rouser.
I mean, yeah.
Send the fans home going, meh.
I will literally be walking over going, well, that was a show.
Yep, that's why I said it.
I really hope they don't
I
finish
can
the
see
show
the
with
message
this.
right now. Oh, that was okay for a house show.
I might be saying that.
And sleazy, I'm a glutton for punishment. As soon as I drive back Monday, I'm going to fucking rewatch it because I got to get a live perspective and a fucking TV perspective. There's always with these live shows.
Well, I will say this. My phone will be out and we will be doing TikToks. So if you haven't followed the wrestling show on TikTok.
That's news to me.
Yeah, guess what? It was news to me too.
I don't have TikTok, so you got to make sure you post in the group.
Oh, of course. But yeah, if you, for
Are we
all
going
our
to do
multitude of fans.
our live show, like we all preview show from on location?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, because in Philadelphia, you need about to get out of the car.
Nope. Didn't give a shit.
He's like, shit. I got to move.
Ah, fuck that shit.
Okay, so yeah, we were pretty much talking about it, what we thought of the show. Think of the show. Let's get to
News and rumors.
news and rumors. NXT had a ton of releases, didn't they? 10 talents were released: Dexter Lumis, Malcolm Brabins, Dakota Kai, Harland,
Who?
Mike Jones.
The second one? What did you say?
No, he didn't say it right. It's Malcolm Bivens.
No,
Bivens.
you didn't say it right either. It's Malcolm Bivens.
Bivens.
Bivens,
Say it.
motherfucker.
Bivens. You gotta have an almost stroke when you says his last name. If you don't want to up, down, like
Blair Baldwin, and then
No, sell him,
fucking
motherfucker.
bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Johnny Ace sent an email announcing their departures, and the email said, due to a bunch of cuts and effective immediately as of today, 4/29/22. Oh, hey boss, you look really muscular today. That we have come to terms on the releases of the following employees. The NXT talents under 30-day no compete clauses. Apparently, Harlan was the biggest shocker, as he was pretty much Joe Gacy's big. Bivens, we noted earlier how he made it clear he did not plan to resign. That's pretty much why they cut him. He signed a short-term extension in February to work through, and then that's it. Dakota Kai said that she knew her release was coming because she wasn't going to renew her contract. And then I read a report from
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
that WWE higher-ups didn't see Dakota Kai being good enough to be on the main roster,
Which is bullshit.
bullshit.
I mean, where are you putting her?
Huh?
Who do you replace? Like, you know what I mean? Out of your core people that are used all the time, and you know they're going to get main event pushes, or even mid-card, like, there's nowhere to put her. It sucks, but Dakota Kai can go on the Indies now, or AEW, or anywhere like that, and she's now going to make more money from the time she spent in WWE.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh, yeah, she's going to make more money going to AEW and work one show and then fucking be off TV, but still continue to work Indies and still be able to get paid even more money. So, yeah.
Yeah, and here's the other thing about that, is that even if she didn't sign with AEW, she can command enough money on the Indies
100%.
and make a shit ton of money. And there's like 5 different promotions that would love to have her in Japan.
She's also a streamer, so it's not like revenue, like...
Right? BRE, yo. That's pretty much everyone from BRE now, right? Yim's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone.
It's just Shayna.
Yeah, it's just Shayna. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Well, we're taking a look at the party. 3 out of 4 are gone.
Here's the worst part. It's not sad anymore. Being released from WWE is not bad. Like,
yeah, you will always sit there. Yeah, true. But there's always going to be a sense of somebody lost their job. And I'll always say that. Will they be better off in the future? Probably. But the certainty of that is not guaranteed.
that's fair.
True.
And that's always going to be the end result of that. You know, you and I both know that Cesaro's making a shit ton of money on fucking Twitch right now. Everyone knows that. He's making bank. Is he going to make as much as he made doing Twitch and fucking the downside guarantee at WWE? Absolutely not. But the difference is he doesn't have to be hurt to make a decent living right now. And I think that's part of the reason why Breeze didn't re-sign with anyone right now. He's doing everything he could do with the school, with other things, with streaming, with turning over fucking Pokemon cards and whatnot. He's got his life set up so that he doesn't have to wrestle another fucking day in his life if he doesn't want to. And I think Cesaro's in the same spot too. And it should be an absolute masterclass on how to make sure that you have a life post wrestling. Those guys.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. WWE plans to run more stadium shows in 2023 and beyond. A new report from somebody I never heard of notes that WWE has a goal to make
incredible, very credible.
It's Andrew Zarin. I'm never gonna fucking notes that WWE has a goal to make more stadium shows the new normal. This idea comes from Nick Khan. The scalability of large venues is very beneficial when it comes to having live events over 15,000. The event doesn't have to be a silo of 10 or 50K, but you can now have like 30 to 35, 40,000 lead to higher revenues and a higher level of excitement for each event.
Sort of how they did with the Royal Rumble this year.
And they're doing it for SummerSlam too. If you look at the tickets, they're scaling like half Nissan Stadium.
Yep.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing about that is that if there's this sense that if there's more possible tickets out there to be sold, especially in the age of scalping, they're going to make more money on it at the end of the day anyway. So as long as they're making 40 to 50,000 K sales, they can charge whatever the fuck they want because the secondary market's going to scoop them all up.
Yeah. Veteran underground rapper Copyright calls out John Cena for stealing his lyrics.
Okay.
The fuck? First of all, John Cena's not a wrestler, so get the fuck out of here. This is not even wrestling news.
I mean, you can't see him, so it doesn't matter.
Even better.
But this
I needed a better bit than that, but thank you.
This is, I don't know. When you said veteran underground rapper, that means he sucks, and now he's just trying to get publicity. That's all this is.
You know what that sounds like? The guy that's in the back that says, I've got 10 years of wrestling under my belt. I'm a fucking veteran. And the reality was he wrestled one show every 3 months for 6 years. But I'm a 10-year vet, so you should listen to me and how I should do shit.
Bye, Chip. Thanks for coming, fucker.
I don't know where the fuck Chip went, but whatever.
What a fucking piece of shit. Okay, speaking of pieces of shit, I got various notes from...
I just want to say that Ryan completely no-sold my grizzled old vet bit here.
Listen, and forever in the day, I'll always say I always hated that shit. Like that way, like... Chip's back. Hey, Chip.
Fuck
back.
Chip.
But,
wait, he's back.
Well, no, my wife said the Bluetooth is coming.
I've been around for 10 years. I had 6 matches. I used to wrestle. At no point did I ever hit fucking, I wrestled every week. Or, I was the guy that was like, I wrestled once a month or once every couple of months. And I had fun doing it because it was a show. And it was, you know what I mean? Like, I hate those guys that was like, I've been wrestling for 20 years. You've had like 7 matches. Right.
And it's like, it's one thing to say that you've been around the business, you've done this, that, and the other thing. It's another to lord over years of experience over somebody when I know guys that literally work three to 4 shows a weekend and have only had like 3 to 4 years in the business, and they're more seasoned than some of the 10-year vets that are around here because they run 1 show a month.
Yeah.
So it's all bullshit. As long as you treat everyone with respect, it doesn't matter. But there's guys that don't, and it's fucking bullshit. So.
I'm back. The podcast was going through my car, my wife said. So that's what took me away. Also, I was just looking, and I was just like, why am I not hearing anything at all? And then that's when she gave me the call. I'm like, oh, okay.
What the fuck?
What a fucking mark. Okay, so I got some various notes from a piece of shit called...
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
As Sleazy has an Asian dick in his mouth. It was previously reported.
That was way too big for an Asian dick.
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
I just said Asian dick. I didn't say how big it was. God, thanks for ruining the bit.
The bit was fine. He just made it better.
You mean by using
Wait.
It just didn't make it bigger.
So Chip made the dick better. Okay.
Yes.
Meltzer reported that Bret Hart quietly signed a lucrative WWE deal, but that seems to prevent Hart from AEW appearances, such as the Owen Hart tournament. In an update, Hart said he signed a merchandise deal only, but Meltzer still doesn't know if he can legally appear for AEW.
So in other words, Meltzer has no fucking idea.
He just needs to continue to drink and just shut up.
I've decided that it's Dave Meltzer's week. Hopefully he can step on a Lego.
Wow.
In regards to NXT's television plans, Meltzer noted that there is at least talks of moving NXT back to Full Sail. As far as special events go, W has reportedly made plans for a June In Your House event on USA Network and a Peacock event in July, but nothing for SummerSlam weekend.
Cool.
What else do I got here? I have... According to...
Fucking fat
Dave
man.
Meltzer.
Fucking fat man.
Nope, not me.
Well, you're the one reporting the news, journalist.
I'm not a fucking journalist.
He just reads copy paste sites.
Yeah, that's all I do. That's all anyone does. They just copy
Plagiarizing.
paste Meltzer and then fucking put their own twist on it.
Right.
Like, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
How do you think this show has been for 10 years?
We say it's news and rumors for a reason, not stated as fact.
There's news, and then there's Dave Meltzer's rumors.
No, there's Dave Meltzer's rumors
Fair. You got me there.
that Vice has canceled Dark Side of the Ring.
And Vice.
We've
said
heard, yep, and this is a Vice's statement. We've heard some rumors flying around about season 4 Dark Side of the Ring. We're as committed as ever to both the series and the broader Dark Side franchise. Evan and Jason are hard at work making more content that we know our fans of the series will love. Stay tuned.
So, once again, fuck Dave Meltzer. Also,
doesn't know shit.
literally the day after he said that, on the Dark Side of the Ring Facebook page, I guess it was, or wherever it is, they put out a, hey, who do you want to see on next season's Dark Side of the Ring? Because fuck you.
And I guess Jim Ross said that he's not going to come back on the show because they misrepresented him 2 or 3 times due to edits.
You know what happened to JR? He's like Don Cherry. Like, don't let your racist uncle get on fucking screen and talk about shit, boss, because guess what's going to happen? He's going to say stuff you're not going to like, true or not.
So,
Yeah.
Very valid point.
Okay, Warner Media has teased new AEW shows for TBS.
What happened to? Oh, it's pretty much a guarantee that AEW is going to have to leave the Warner Media thing, and they're going to cancel all their shows because it's just like WCW all over again, and blah 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 blah.
Never said it was a guarantee.
No, not you.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, I know we reported it, but I never said it was a guarantee.
Right.
I just thought it was kind of weird how it was just like WCW, how there's a merger, and there is rumors that
Right.
the new heads of the departments want to cut billions of dollars off the budget.
So can their number one and number 2 shows on their networks? Yeah. Even if you
WCW was still the number 1 rated TV show on TNT.
right, absolutely. That was 22 years ago or 21 years ago. Things have changed.
From the latest report, like from the other side of the money, they've cut the money to all scripted shows being done. Like there's no more new scripted content being done for this channel.
And this is a live.
They think wrestling is sports.
Yep.
Not
so they're
scripted.
good. Yeah,
you see how funny that is?
Yeah. Where did they make their money? On sports.
Yeah, it's rights deals. But they're paying AEW. Well, they're also paying NBC. If they bring in a rating, that's another thing, too. NBA and MLB bring in ratings.
Right. And so does AEW. Granted, it's not at the massive scale as
Right.
those two, but they are. But here's the other thing: is they're year round. So
Yes.
that's ARR. That's constant revenue. That's constant.
So here's the thing. It is wrestling has always been and always will be a cheaply produced live sporting event that is year round. It gives them first run programming every week.
Yeah, 52 weeks a year.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm not saying they're going to get canceled. I'm the opposite, but I'm just saying like.
Oh, I 100% agree with you.
And they're just.
Anybody who thought that was going to happen is either A, speculating without knowing anything about television, or B, is full of shit.
Delusional.
Both.
Or C, both. Yeah, you're right.
Well, anyway, this ringleaders.tv site, which is actually owned by Warner Media, issued an email to members today to gauge feedback on a potential name for a new AEW series. A new AEW show will be premiering soon at TBS. We want to know what you think season 1 should be named, and here's a list of names they had.
Thunder.
Thunder. Well done. Well
That's
done.
it. We're not beating it.
We can't beat Thunder, right?
No. Nitro Dynamite. It's Lightning. Lightning. AEW Lightning.
AEW Lightning, done.
Bam. Done. I'm not even gonna read them. We just did it for them. Not gonna read them.
You're welcome. Hey, Bucks. Well, it can't be Cody anymore. Bucks and Jericho and Tony Khan. Listen to us. 5%. You can have Lightning.
The amount of people that are gonna leave WWE for AEW will shock you.
Dun, dun, dun.
AEW releases Stu Grayson.
Yeah, that was a shock. That was a big shock to me.
Yeah.
Was it though?
Yes, it was. Absolutely was.
He was the one in the faction that was getting the most time.
Yes.
You mean that faction that had so many people in it that if one or two people had to go away, like you wouldn't really notice?
No.
You noticed too, Grayson.
Considering,
That's the first thing Chip has said that I agreed with all night. You would notice Stu Grayson not there.
yeah, 100%. Uno and Grayson. Anybody else leaving would not be noticed. I'm sorry. I don't know what fucking happened. I guarantee you it wasn't because, we don't really have anything for you.
But they did say the door was open for him to return.
What the fuck happened is my answer.
Your question?
Stu must have said, fuck you guys.
Or his contract's coming up and he wasn't getting renewed. Which I think is, if they're going to release him, just wait for his contract to get up. Like,
Yeah, well, the thing is,
that's not right either.
here's the other thing. He signed the same exact deal at the same exact time as Uno. So what the fuck? And don't forget, he's Canadian. He's going back up north. He doesn't have a work visa anymore then.
Maybe he does. Maybe his work visa.
Oh, expired.
Yeah, maybe his work visa expired.
It only would expire if he lost his contract.
Yeah,
He keeps the visa as long as he's got the contract.
As long as he's working, he keeps the work visa.
Right. So maybe he just wants to go and work for C4 for a while or something like that. I don't know.
or
But
like the 17 feds in like Nova Scotia and all that area
right,
up there.
yeah. I mean, Smash would love to have him back. You know, Barry Wrestling, C4, WXW. What's the other one up there that's over? What's the big one in Nova Scotia? I can't remember offhand. This is a really big one.
UPW.
I was going to say Excite, but whatever.
You know what's funny? Uno's been back to Excite, but not Stu.
Yeah, no.
So,
Okay. The amount of people
oh Jesus.
that are going to leave WWE for AEW will shock you. Roderick Strong is asking for his WWE.
And he still has years left on his contract.
If you look at how they kind of treated him, I can understand it.
Well, they gave him like
Yeah.
a push when everyone left, and then when everyone left for like a month, everyone left. It's like, okay, bye, good.
He was champ for a bit, but
Yeah. So
I think he was done. I think he's just done.
he been had a long time too, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, 15, 20 years in the business now?
Man, Generation Next is like 17, 18 years ago.
Yeah. So maybe he's done. Maybe he just, that's it. He just wants to go back and train or whatever.
Living in Florida.
Tasha Steelz reportedly got injured at the Impact tapings. There's really nothing to that. She's fine.
Oh, I got the Impact card, by the way.
What was that?
I got the card for the Impact show.
Perfect segue. Go, Ryan. Go.
Chris Sabin versus Steve Macklin in a one-on-one encounter.
Could be a really good match.
Yep.
Yes.
Tasha Steelz and Havoc for the Knockouts World Championship.
Could be decent.
Taya Valkyrie, Deonna Purrazzo for the AAA Women's title.
Be a good match.
Bullet Club, Jay White, Chris Bay, Doc Gallows, El Phantasmo, and Carl Anderson versus Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, Kenny King, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Vincent in a 10-man tag team match.
Could be really good.
Violent by the Saw and any combination of Eric Young, Diener, and Joe Doring defend the Impact World Tag Team Championships against the Briscoe brothers.
Oh,
Could be really good.
And the main event, Tomohiro Ishii
yes.
fights Josh Alexander for the Impact World Championship.
Worst match of the night.
Oh, you're going to hate it, and it's going to be so good.
Yep.
I'm going to fucking I already know I'm going to fucking hate it.
And right off the bat, another card, when you watch that, it's another bat. Everybody's sleeping on Impacts, boys.
That, even though Ishii Alexander has potential to be really, really fucking good.
Deonna and Taya and Deonna are going to get longer now.
Yep.
That 10-man tag is going to be a clusterfuck of greatness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Macklin, Sabin would be freaking great.
And of course,
That is going to be great. Yeah.
hashtag hot Asian wife.
Tasha Steelz and Havoc is going right before the main.
Yep. Purrazzo and Valkyrie could open. But probably be Macklin and Sabin.
I'd open with Macklin and Sabin. Oh my god.
That'd be the way. That'd be the way they've been doing it, though.
Those hot X Division matches,
Okay.
Almost like it worked as an identity.
Right.
Bray Wyatt and JoJo are getting married, so me and Bray Wyatt have
Heat.
the Jungle Fever and Heat. Fuck you. We got the fevers. Apparently, we go from marriage to divorce. Matt Riddle and his wife are now divorced, and she passive aggressively posted it on Twitter. It was like he did like a selfie of him and Orton at a live event. It's like, oh, it's like the best. I believe I'm hanging out with Randy Orton at a live event. It's awesome, best time of my life. And then like she posted something on there, but like, oh, I'm grabbing here the best time of your life. You just fucking moved across the country without your kids, you fucking deadbeat, or something like that.
That was forever ago.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was forever ago.
That feels like a long time ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they got divorced, they
just got divorced.
Official. How about that?
Okay. So they're probably separated.
Yeah.
Riddle doesn't just give a shit. He's just like, yeah.
Kenny Omega is still uncertain for Forbidden Door due to hernia surgery.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Awesome.
Worky work.
Fucking yeah, because the surgeries are work.
Yes. Yeah.
You're a fucking piece of shit. I swear to God, everything's a work, bro.
Right.
Everything.
The Inspiration are stepping away from wrestling. That's a work, right, Sleazy?
It was always the plan since
Working the OnlyFans.
Working the OnlyFans.
Making more money, dude. I'd fucking buy that shit for the good looking one. And if you just cover
Which one's the good looking one?
If you just cover Billy Kay's head, then we'll be fine.
Wow. Holy
We'll put it somewhere.
I really hate that the dog started barking right as you talked about Billy Kay's face.
Takes one to know one.
I got 3 Asian shit to end the show. Naito is undergoing eye surgery to repair a superior oblique muscle paralysis.
Yeah, that happened at Wrestle Kingdom, didn't it?
I don't know when it happened. I know he just faced Okada the other night, but it's because
He had issues with his eye for a while though.
Mm-hmm.
Because you keep getting fucking stiff ass forearms to the fucking eyes, you assholes.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Well, the reality is it's just going to keep getting injured because of that, obviously. But just in general is that he's always had problems with it. This is the second time he's doing this.
I was going to say, by this is the second time he's having it.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah. Stardom.
Turn the other eye.
Stardom is interested in working with AEW. They have Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa in mind.
Yep.
Please, for fuck's sake, bring Stardom to the U.S. Oh my God. I would literally the entire room would be painted white.
Okay, so is he speaking of that? You ready to get the dick out?
Yep.
Riho is fully healthy and returning to the U.S. soon.
Wonderful.
And
Ryan's on mute and we can't hear him.
Fine. I'll repeat that. If Stardom comes to the U.S., we're going to have to Chris Benoit sleazy out of the podcast.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what.
So rude. I was drinking. That was so fucking rude.
Chip. Oh, I do have to say one thing to bring, because of course I have to bring the
Faber Dawes.
Thank you.
Yay.
I do have to say something that actually was really, really sad to end the show, because of course we got to end on a fucking downer, but it absolutely needs to be said. So when this would have been a week and a half ago now, the head trainer of Excite Wrestling, most people know him by Anarchy Ash Aubrey, had a heart attack, and unfortunately he passed away. Over the past week, he was declared brain dead, and they took him off life support and they did organ donation for him, but he passed away last week at 37. He was one of the guys that everyone talks about in the upstate wrestling area as like the nicest guy. And you know how that shit goes. You know, it was the nicest guy, whatever, whenever somebody like that dies. But legitimately, he was absolutely great with the students of Excite. He was great with everybody he worked with. He and I personally got along really, really well. He was one of the guys that really, truly welcomed me into Binghamton area wrestling when I was just some shithead coming from Rochester under Mark House. So there's a show on May 7th. We're going to do a little tribute for him there. Unfortunately, for obvious reasons, because we're going to be in Providence, I won't be there. But if you're in the upstate New York area, make it a point to go to the show and
tonight.
Support. It would be tonight. Yeah. Thank you. It would be tonight. So, go out there, support his students, because that's what he would have wanted, is to make sure that everyone remembered him, but also remembered the legacy he's put out there. It's always terrible to lose somebody like that, especially so young in a business where we are all very, very close. We're all brothers, so to speak, and Ryan can attest to that. Famic can attest to that. Chip, you can attest to that. All of you. So there is a GoFundMe for his wife. I'll put the link to it down here. But if you guys can just support him and in his family in the time, that would be great. And once again, like I said, if you, it's just a hard loss like that, because there's a guy that spent so much time working, and literally I talked to him the very last show beforehand. He will definitely be missed. So on that, downer of this moment, Chip, put yourself over.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at the Sports Guru 728. Also, you can follow me at Batman's Sports Podcast, the Best Darn Sports Show Period 2, which goes live Monday or Tuesday nights, it seems to be lately. We cover everything, not wrestling. And a couple of times we'll touch on wrestling, but it's mainly hockey, football, every other sport. Thank you.
Ryan?
Oh, fuck Reddit.
Fuck Reddit. Sweet. You can fuck specifically Reddit where?
Oh, that's okay. Don't come be Marks. I don't want to listen to you.
I'm at TWS Sleazy.
TWS Fat Man.
And the show's at Sleazy Fat Man on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us on TikTok at The Wrestling Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/sleazyfatman. You can find our show as well as everybody else as part of the Gear Network at gearnetwork.com. You can get this show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. wherever you get your favorite podcasts. With thanks, of course, to Chip and Ryan. And of course,
over there, Chip fuckers.
Don't forget June 11th.
June 11th. Thank you. June 11th. Come to Tonawanda, New York. Podcast Precinct. We are doing pro wrestling video game night. You're going to love it. I'm going to love it. We're going to be there. We're going to do some cool ass shit. So with thanks to Chip and Ryan, and as always, for Sleazy.
For the Fat Man.
This is The Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Fuck Kenny Omega. Fuck Dave Meltzer. A hot dog's not a sandwich. Sleazy.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain of the game. The blood shed in your name. When there's nothing to gain, I'm the world gone sad.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.